welcome back to the channel, fool. If you missed last week's videos, here's a recap. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you like videos like this.
What in the ever living?
I got it.
Is that? Oh my God! Is this that? What is that? I'm not even tripping. What is that? That's an Oscar right now.
You talking about that?
This is it.
What is that?
I think them aliens.
And that is the most crazy ring of fire I've seen so far, guys.
Y'all wouldn't believe me if I told you where this is, y'all. Look at this, y'all. Spain is again being flooded out, y'all. Look at this. But this time, this is another province. This is the province of Malaga, I believe. Look at this, y'all. This is the 5th flood that Spain has been through in a little bit under a month, y'all. Just a little under a month. Can y'all believe that? This is the last thing they needed to experience in Spain, because I told y'all, Spain is in it all alone, y'all. Their politicians is nowhere to be found. Is that shit going out into the sea? Oh my goodness. Look at this. This thing don't even feel real, y'all. It literally feels like a movie, y'all. Literally feels like a movie. It looks just like North Carolina. It's definitely not normal. All this water in a little bit of time, y'all. And then I showed y'all what the harbor of Spain was looking like, right? Y'all remember that? I showed y'all how this was going on in Spain, y'all, in the harbor with the fishes. It looks like there's, they're under distress.
Guys, can you believe this? It's the 5th time. Somehow they're under attack or being targeted.
He the fall guy right now. It's not one celebrity that he hung with is speaking up for him. Snoop and Puffy was so close. Closer than most.
Really?
They would do things together and party together and do things that it was uncomfortable for two men to be that way. Clark and Trey, Russell Simmons,
You think they're...
everybody knew what Puffy did. This the big question is this. It's not one person didn't know that Puffy was an Usher. It's not one person didn't know what the saddest thing in the world is what they did to Justin Bieber.
What was that?
That's sad.
What'd they do to him? Because there's a lot of speculation out there, but nobody... I mean, I've heard things, but what did they really do to him?
That's funny.
When he was a kid?
I hate to say that. But I hate to say that because I really like Justin Bieber. I feel bad for Justin Bieber. And this is when it happened if Justin Bieber came from a wealthy family.
He was saying this for years, but nobody listened.
It goes back, I think, to the airship mystery of 1897, where across the United States, across something like, 10 different states, people saw these gigantic airships that were nothing like Zeppelins. Now, remember 1897, the airships, the Zeppelins, hadn't been invented yet, and we didn't have airplanes. And so these people are seeing constructions in the sky that look like aircraft from out of Jules Verne novels. The more you look at these reports from 1896, 1897, the more they don't make any sense. These people are seeing completely different things on different nights. The airships all look equally absurd. None of them looks like anything that could actually fly. And the reports are all of different types of things, different shaped craft. And sometimes some people will just see a light, like in San Francisco, say, one night. Some of the people who saw the thing saw a light. Others saw a structured craft. And it looked one way to one group of people and another way to another group of people. And the most disturbing element in this whole story is that the San Francisco Chronicle tracked down the patent lawyer who claimed to represent the inventor of the airships, the mystery inventor of the airships.
Right.
And this guy was a very prominent patent attorney. He was named George Collins. And they brought this guy in, they got testimony from him about this inventor and, the nature of the airship technology and when it was going to be rolled out to the public and all this, right? 3 days later, George Collins comes in after reading the story in the San Francisco Chronicle. He says, I never said those things. They're like, sir, you sat with us and gave us hours of testimony, which we wrote up. He claimed to have been in a trance the entire time.
I know what you're asking yourself. Was everybody on moonshine? Not everybody.
So basically, you would come to a high priest and you would tell the high priest, listen, I'm about to do something, right? And would you ask your protector to protect me? So what they would do is they would have a coconut, and then they would have shells, and they would read from the shells. They would read the shells, and they would tell you the future. They would tell you by the spirit. The spirit would speak to them, and they would. This is real, like real stuff, like black magic. They call it black magic.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Black magic.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So blood rituals. They would kill. They would sacrifice animals.
Like a chicken.
A chicken, a goat. It could be anything, and they would feed their saints. They would feed their saints. That's what they called, idols. And they'd be like, hey, make sure you protect this person.
Wow.
And then they have to pay a lot of money for it. It's not something that's, we're gonna do it for free. So you gotta pay the high priest good money, so you can get protected.
And no one's like raising any eyebrows of like goats going into this building or chickens or nothing.
No. Because in New York City they have marketplaces they can cut the butchers. They could do it there. So what they do is they buy the butchers, they buy from there, take it, and have they'll do sacrifices. But they will do it in a place that nobody won't know. It's very secretly. Like everything I'm saying is very secret. Like nobody doesn't know. People do know what it is, but they won't come out and say it. They won't expose it.
So what's a scenario where this has protected you? Say if you were dealing drugs or running something or whatever you were doing, how did this protect you in a moment?
In a moment, it will keep me away. Like it will keep the police or whatever the ops away from the situation. Spiritually, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it will. It's like a guessing game, and this is the thing about spirituality. Like people do it for the money. Or sometimes the people are really warlocks, and they can speak to the dead.
That sounds like Santeria magic. Sometimes don't believe everything you see on TikTok.
Well, I already find myself on many lists, I'm sure. So I speak my mind often, so why not just keep going with it? May as well just go all out and say it. The earth is flat, and we've never set foot on the moon. And so let's just see how many lists we could get on here today.
She's saying, I'm on those lists. That says it all.
You there now? Yeah. Oh my. Hello? Dude, those mannequins scared me.
Hey, they want to stay cool, but hey, they just lost it.
Might be a good conversation starter week, or at least an interesting one. Do you believe the Earth is a sphere? The answers you get might surprise you.
The curving horizon, the sloping sea level, the spin of the Earth. Unless you can see these phenomena with your own eyes, they may not be true. Unlike what we've been told in school, the Earth looks like a snow globe, round but not sphere. The North Pole is at the center of most flat Earth maps, with the ice of Antarctica holding everything in.
The round or spherical Earth theory is propagated by some conspiracy.
And the number of people who think so is growing. Thousands, if not millions of people still believe the world is flat.
Scientists say that's actually a symptom of a bigger problem, and it's the subject of tonight's special report. WCIA3's Aaron Eads is here with us now. And Aaron, as far as conspiracy theories go, flat Earth theory is actually getting pretty popular.
Yeah, believe it or not, the number of people who believe the Earth is flat is actually growing. Scientists might have an idea of why that is, and it's worth talking about. And what better place to do so than one of the flattest places in the country, right here in central Illinois. It doesn't get much flatter than this. Geological survey data shows Douglas County is the flattest county in Illinois, which is the second flattest state in the whole country. On a clear day, it seems like you can see forever, but you can't. Through the eyes of a person of an average height, the horizon is about 3 miles away. But that's it. You can go up higher to see a greater distance, but you'll never be able to see the whole world no matter how high you get. But there are ideas that this is a sham. NASA, a fraudulent organization bent on siphoning your tax dollars. The moon landing didn't happen.
Those iconic blue marble images seen from space, fakes.
You start seeing words like composite or animation or something that tells you this is not an actual photograph of the Earth.
But in a world of disagreements large and small, for something as clear as this horizon, the interpretation could be infinite.
The biggest concern with the flat Earth movement is how fast it's gaining steam. Scientists are worried that flat Earth could become a political issue like climate change, vaccination, or evolution. Guys.
All right, fascinating stuff. All right, Aaron, thank you.
For Fox News to talk about it, something's up, guys.
Someone brought this fish in. They were out fishing cod, and they brought this strange fish. We don't know what it is. As you can see, it don't really look like it has any eyes, but I think them little slits are eyes, I think there. And his mouth, look at it, how big, it looks like he got ribs and stuff, huh? And there's a little fin up here, but it looks like when he pulls back here, like his fins comes out from underneath. It's weird. And then back here, nice tail. And up on top of these things, there's like balls. Like 3 balls back here. One there, there's one on the other side, behind, one there. But it's like skin. Oh, look at these skins, very elastic. Really, really weird. I've never ever seen or heard of anything like this before.
If anybody knows, leave a comment.
Listen to this. Keep in mind, about 150 yards into a 20-acre wooded area. Listen. There's nothing around. You hear that? That's my dog barking back at my house because he hears it. Y'all still think that shit's a panther? Because I don't. And this is in the middle of the day. I'll be back tonight.
What? Oh, bro. Let me get back inside.
There's this article that came out 1934 in the LA Times, was called Lizard People's Catacomb City Hunted Underneath Los Angeles, California.
Shut up.
This man named G. Warren Schufelt, and he had developed this X-ray penetrating technology to where he could scan different rocks and stuff. He was in LA on this hill called Fort Moore Hill, and he drilled like 200 something feet down, stuck it down, and he's like, what the heck? He's like, there's tunnels, a lot of tunnels, and really big rooms, and a lot of gold. So he went to Arizona, and he met with, his name was Little Chief Greenleaf. This Hopi elder said, what you just discovered is one of 3 lost cities along the Pacific coast. And he told about, it was this people group called the Lizard People, but they were called the Lizard People because their idol was a lizard. This was a civilization that was advanced technology-wise, that they had this chemical that they would use to basically bore out the tunnels. The Lizard People's city being amongst these certain hills that exactly line up to where this guy found the thing.
What happened to Shufelt?
They shut him down.
Your neighbor could be a lizard, you wouldn't know.
This woman you see behind me is named Nancy Schaefer. She was a Georgia state senator, a conservative activist, and she has very unusual circumstances surrounding her untimely death. Now, Schaefer was prominent in the 1980s for her conservative activism in Georgia. She was mayor of Atlanta for some time, and she was also a nominee for lieutenant governor. Shortly after that, she landed a position in the Georgia State Senate, where she conducted a lot of research into CPS, or Child Protective Services. That is where she accumulated all her research into a report titled The Corrupt Business of Child Protective Services. Well, a couple years passed after that, and she lost her position in the state senate. Arguably, she said this was due to her publishing this report. But what's even more concerning is that just a couple years after the report's publication, she was found shot dead in her home. There was a single gunshot wound through her back and through her husband's back. Despite this, the police still ruled it as a murder-suicide. To this day, many people believe she was killed.
Double suicide. Who's gonna believe that? She was just trying to protect our children.
Está demorando, eso está demorando. Mira, ya salió, Vea, ya salió la candela.
No sé ni mi mamá, no. Ay, Dios mío.
That's a hella disturbing.
Oh, man, what is that?
I remember a light hitting me in the forehead, aliens in my room, being lifted up into a spaceship.
All I could really see was its face, really, really white in color, and massive eyes.
That's where they came out of the craft, and they come and picked us up then and took us back aboard.
And what I remember is that through my wall came some beings around my bed.
These people are all saying I'm crazy and acting like I'm crazy, you know.
But you remember precisely having seen this face? When was it?
He was standing like a robot. I mean, his hands were really down like this against his side, and his eyes were really big.
Every authority figure around me trying to tell me no, it didn't happen, you know, and everything in my mind told me it did.
Are they just all lying and they're just a bunch of lunatics? I don't think so.
Tonight, we're diving into one of the most terrifying adventures Casey Nolan from Mindseed TV has ever experienced. It's November 19th, 2023. Casey and his friend Colton revisit an abandoned ghost town hidden deep within the wilderness of Rodney, Mississippi, a town known for its unsettling paranormal encounters. But this time, the The horrors they face go far beyond the supernatural.
Hey, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. What is that? Shh. There's a f***ing fire up there. There's somebody up there, bro. Hold on. Here, hold this for a second. Wait, bro, hold this for a second. I'm gonna turn on the night vision. I'm gonna be out here right now.
After walking through the woods for what feels like hours, the sun disappears behind the trees, and the forest is consumed by darkness. Then in the distance, they see something, a campfire. They quickly grab their night vision binoculars for a closer look, but what they see sends a chill down their spines.
There's somebody there. Why are we going towards it? Oh my God. Dude, it's going. No, cut the camera. Let's go.
Through Colton's binoculars, they spot a man with an axe. The moment the men notice them, he extinguishes his campfire and turns his gaze directly toward them, as if he can see right through the pitch-black forest.
We just saw someone in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere.
Flat the out.
And
I did not sign up for this at all.
And I think that they're following us. Every time we go about 100 yards, we hear branches and breaking behind us.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get cut up by some backwards hip boy, dude.
I think we might be coming up on the town now, but there's definitely someone out here following us, so we need to move quick.
Totally shaken by the encounter and sensing they might be chased, they push forward towards the abandoned town. They were too close to turn back now. But little did they know, this wasn't the only encounter waiting for them in the shadows tonight.
I think we're coming up, though. Mine's dying, too. Wait. Get down. There's someone else up there. Someone just ran across this street.
Where are we supposed to go then?
Shh, I hear something. Wait. We need to move. Dude. Let's go left. Let's go right. Let's go this way.
They reach the outskirts of the abandoned town. As they scan the area, they catch a glimpse of someone sneaking past them. Casey and Colton's suspicions are confirmed, and a wave of unease washes over them. It's as if they've become prey, surrounded by unseen predators. With their nerves shot from the people lurking in the woods, they decide to take refuge in the church, the very place where they experienced paranormal activity during their last visit. They begin their experiment, but they can't shake the feeling that danger still surrounds them.
Dude, I keep hearing outside, too. Bro, what the is going on?
Dude, I don't know. I honestly just want to sit in the corner with my back up against the wall.
I don't want to be here very long. Don't want to be here.
Nah, bro. Let's just get this figured out. Go for it. Whew. Never in my life did I think I would be in here.
This is the real deal, bro. This is the real deal. These are the altars, man.
No way. Be hella careful.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
What's up? Nothing.
Arriving at the old church, Casey and Colton finally have some shelter from the oppressive woods. They decide to just give it a shot, trying to communicate with the spirits on their ghost equipment. But this time, the fear of the living may be stronger than any ghost.
Can you please give us a message through one of these devices? You can say something through this. You can say something through this. Give us a message.
Oh!
Man, hold on. Shit, dude.
What the f was that? I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Dude, that was
Way more than We need to find our way back to the car, like, now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to get out of here. I don't even know where. We gotta go back that way in the woods.
As they attempt to make contact with the spirits, the entire church suddenly starts to shake. The walls tremble as if an earthquake has hit, sending them into a panic. What are the chances of an earthquake hitting at that exact moment? They've had enough. The decision to leave is immediate. But the nightmare isn't over yet.
Hey, what the Hey, hold on. This is definitely the way we came, right? 100%. This is the only way? This is the only way, yeah. Pull up a little bit, get closer, so I can see what's going on. It's gonna our tires out, dude. Yeah, alright, I'll move them. Get back in. Bro, I think there's someone back there. No, don't say that. Lock the door. Lock the door.
After what feels like an eternity of searching through the dark wilderness, they finally reach their car and drive off. But then, another obstacle. A big tree is on the street, leaving them no other choice than get out of the car and move it away. But then, Colton spots something moving in the darkness. He grabs the night vision binoculars and peers out the window.
What do you see?
Oh, I'm trying to see. It's hard to see.
Like how far away?
Someone back.
How far away?
Oh, he's running, bro. Hold.
Casey and Colton's hearts race as the figure begins to run. They drive quickly away, leaving the stranger behind, disappearing into the shadows of the dark woods. But the eerie feeling remains, haunting them long after they've left the woods behind. Did you find this encounter shocking?
Happy camping.
Every kind of test we possibly could. I mean, we tested, it violated a lot of what we thought was impossible to violate. I mean, one of the first laws of thermodynamics, I mean, essentially, any machine, any device that operates always makes extra heat. Nothing works at 100% efficient. Even the headphones you're wearing, anything that takes power, some of that power is going to be converted to heat, and it's just wasted. This didn't. I mean, we looked at, back then we had infrared cameras. They're different today, but back then you had to pour liquid nitrogen into the camera to cool the sensor down and get these infrared images you've seen. But it never got, no matter what the load was on the reactor, it never got above the ambient temperature, which is impossible. I mean, you're, pulling out huge amounts of power and nothing ever gets warm. We tried measuring magnetic fields and there was nothing there. So we started playing around with the emission from the emitters, the gravity wave itself, and saw what we could do with it and how it was focused. So we really spent all our time just trying to see what the stuff can do and what we can control.
So you were seeing what it could do, but you couldn't ever figure out how it was doing it?
No, not really. I mean, we really could only use or come up with a best guess. Now, I can't say that I could absolutely state for certainty how anything actually worked.
You think he's telling the truth, or he's just making up stories?
To see different versions of those they have idolized for decades. And isn't it strange to become so emotionally defensive over people we've never met? What are people going to do when the stars fall? Matthew McConaughey, for example, took my breath away, but not in a good way. And this is my girl, Jay Lee here. And if none of you know her, I would go follow her because she knows things about the industry. She knows things. She literally broke TikTok with this video.
And it's the stare in his eyes. Did you peep that? The look in his eyes, like something was gone. Looked like he ain't never had 5 seconds of joy in his whole life in that one stare.
And I get it, people age, but I have never personally seen somebody age who looks like they have had their soul completely removed. And it's really strange. It's like the women are getting younger and the men are getting, I don't know, this is scary to me. I legitimately want to know what happened because this is actually kind of scary to me. They look nothing like themselves. Nothing like themselves.
Guys, either he's on a super diet or evil took its toll on his soul.
A breakaway civilization. The Hopi tribe elders have written this book based on that text and published it, actually. It's called the Terror Paper, so that it wasn't just in indigenous lore, but it made it finally to publishing. So it's actual text that we can all read and get access to. It reads like the Star Wars movie. Just take out the love stories and all that. And what's interesting is it talks about, again, these same galactic wars going on. People fleeing from that region of space, looking for other planets, Orion, Aldebaran, Sirius A, B, and C, which we know the Dogon talk about people coming from Sirius B, which is a star that ran out of fuel, and of course Earth. And they came here to create a breakaway civilization. Just like if there was a war, and there was in our solar system, that's what we call Mars, the god of war, we're going to be like, you know, we got to get off this planet because the debris is going to destroy us.
Do you believe we are breakaway civilization? Or we just little savages?
I hear God is good. Huh? God is good. God is so good.
She doesn't want to say that.
You don't believe in God? Can I get a God is good? Hey man, I need you to stop it. What? Nah, I want to pay. What's wrong with God is good? I'm asking that question.
She's a Satan worshipper. Period.
One woman managed to con a store clerk, flashing what appears to be a badge, saying she worked for the Florida Lottery Commission and needed to check the store's inventory. Lakoa Moore stole $3,200 worth of lottery tickets, using the lottery machine to activate them before she moved on to her next target. According to police, she targeted at least 4 stores in St. Pete and Pinellas County over 2 days last week. She stole $1,600 worth of tickets from this gas station. She also tried to con this gas station on 4th Street North, but according to police, once the clerk started questioning her, she got out of the store and drove off.
There's scams all over the place, but something that runs just this way is not something they've seen before.
St. Pete police spokesperson Michael Petz says Moore's confidence is how she was able to pull off the crimes.
She talked like she knew the business, used terminology that they were familiar with.
She even called the stores in advance to let them know she would be coming. Eventually, the lottery caught on, posted surveillance pictures of her on their machines, and went to stores to tell them there was a woman posing as an official.
When I was talking about finesse, she finessed the game, that's for sure.
That's hip hop. That's hip hop. We're following you. We're following you, fam. We're following you. What's happening? Yo, is he gonna? Oh my god. Oh my god. Please, dude. Yo, that's hip hop, fam. Yo, if he brings it to the thing, I'm gonna freak out and be like, respect my G. What the hell? Okay. We're going to dollar store, so. Oh, respect. Oh, respect. Yeah.
That's a plot word. Good job.
Respect. Woo! My God.
He's lazy, but a good citizen.
Graphic and disturbing body cam video just released showing a deadly police shooting by Las Vegas police following a 911 call for help. In this video, you see police shoot and kill a man who they later learn is the man who owns the home and is the one who called 911 for help.
I'm on my scale 20 to 30, size 10 medium build. Red jeanie wearing a black sweatshirt and dark pants.
43-year-old Brandon Durham told 911 that someone was breaking into his home and he was hiding in the bathroom. That police body cam video showing police arriving at his Henderson, Nevada home. And when officers arrived, they noticed damaged cars in the driveway and windows broken in the house.
Hey, they said they made entry. We got to go in there.
Yeah, we got to go in. Hey, one way up a broken window and a break up the street to make entry. Hey, kick it! Metro
Officers move quickly down a long hallway, and turning a corner, the lead officer sees two people struggling in a bedroom doorway, both holding onto a knife.
Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife!
The officer then opens fire on the person on the right, who turned out to be the homeowner who called 911 for help. After Brandon Durham, a local realtor, falls to the floor of the bedroom, the officer shoots him 5 more times. The other person in the red beanie has been identified as 31-year-old Alexander Boudreau, now under arrest and facing numerous charges. Police recovering 2 large knives at the scene. The motive for the break-in not known. An internal affairs investigation into the officer's actions now underway.
Wait a minute. So they thought the guy with no shirt on, in his boxers, was the intruder. Unbelievable.
Oh, man. Good, how are you? I'm all right. Doing all right?
Yeah.
How can I help you?
I'm wondering if you got some
What you mean?
Little trees off.
Nah.
Some herb.
Nah, we ain't got none of that. What up, my man?
What's up?
How you
Sure
doing?
about that?
Be positive, bro.
Man,
Positive.
I heard this is the spot to go, bro.
Nah, we don't sell none of that, bro.
You sure?
Positive, man. We don't sell none of that.
You got a lot of customers that come in and out here. They're moving pretty quick.
That don't mean nothing, bro. It's a business. What you mean?
I have some.
It's a business. We ain't got nothing.
Come on, man.
We ain't got nothing for it.
Come on.
Officer.
I just drove all the way over here, man.
Who told you to come here?
Don't worry about that.
Exactly. So you got the
It's
wrong
everybody.
spot. It's the wrong spot, buddy.
You sure?
Wrong spot.
You ain't got nothing. Just slide me a little something.
I ain't got none. Where are you want me? You want me to take it out my ass for you? That's it.
I can check if you want.
Get out, bro. Get out. Officer, you need to leave.
Sure.
You recording, bro.
No,
Get
I ain't
out,
recording
get out the
nothing,
shop,
man.
bro. Get out the shop, bro. Get out the shop, bro. Get out the shop.
Don't do me like that,
Get
bro.
out the shop, bro.
Nah.
Look at your phone, bro.
Don't worry about that. It ain't nothing.
Get out the shop,
It's
bro.
nothing. Look, put it in my pocket.
He thought he was slick and he had no finesse.
So there's this picture on my dad's phone, and it's really scary, and they think it's the last thing he's gonna see before he dies. This just showed up on his phone out of nowhere. It says January 30th, 2027, and no one knows where this picture was taken from, or what it's of. He doesn't remember taking this picture. It's just on his phone.
Wait. What do you mean 2027?
Well, the fights that you guys did fix, can you say any of the people?
No.
Okay, fair enough. How would it usually work, though? Can you talk about an instance without naming a name of how you actually got to one of the fighters and agreed, they agreed to actually, either, I guess, lose the fight, right?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of fighters that we knew. We were close and we supported and, we paid for their training and they were obligated to us. So, listen, you want a championship bout, we got to make some money first. You're going to take a dive in the 4th or the 5th round. And they do it. It's that simple, believe it or not.
That simple.
Yeah.
After seeing videos of Mike's training, I knew he was rigged. But hey, what'd you guys think? Just open the containers. That's it.
A week ago, my lawyer back home called me up and said 2 of your tweets are technically illegal. You could be arrested when you return. That's not a joke. They've been clearing out the prisons to put in people now for literally Facebook memes. There's someone in prison right now. They cleared out the prisons, by the way, and actual offenders, criminal, violent offenders. One person reoffended the day he left. There's one guy in prison for a Facebook meme for 3 months. There's one woman who's doing 2.5 years for a tweet.
Counsellor has just been jailed for 31 months after she admitted stirring up racial hatred online.
Right? The free speech is in utter peril. It's a disgrace. It's not just England, it's the whole of Europe. It's unbelievably...
This is just madness. For a second, I thought it was John Wick in Thailand.
Are you ready to see the most insane thing you've probably ever seen in your life? Right now, I'm on the FDR, and I want to show you something. This guy on this bike, right in front of us, is freaking on his bike, and just watch this. He's got his kid in front, like a regular kid. right in front.
And that's how they do in India, Africa, or DR.
This is why people are saying you shouldn't whistle at night, because you might attract this thing. And before I start, if you like cryptids, folklore, and more, make sure to tap the follow button. So this is La Lechuza, or the Owl Witch. This legend can be found around the border of Texas and northern Mexico, and if you see this creature, it's said to be an omen of doom. According to the story, La Lechuza is said to be a shape-shifting witch who takes the form of a woman by day and a 7-foot-tall owl creature with piercing red eyes at night. She's also been described as having a human face while in this form and can be heard making the sounds of a crying infant, trying to lure in victims, which are usually drunkards and children. And she's said to have other supernatural abilities as well, like being able to summon thunderstorms. Although there's several versions of the story, it's usually said that she was unalived in her small town in Mexico, usually for practicing witchcraft. And before she met her fate, it's said that an owl flew by and she placed a curse on the town, swearing that she would return as an owl to take revenge on everyone who wronged her in life. And ever since, La Lechuza is said to stalk the night, searching for her next victim. So, have you encountered a Lechuza?
Was that La Lechuza in real life? You guys tell me.
My family, your family, none of us are going to make it. There's a post-human era coming, the breakaway civilization, the deal's been made. It's not, they've made frickin' deals with interdimensional aliens.
Okay.
And notice the media never attacks you for that, because that's the truth.
Maybe this is true. I do not know this. And
we'll get into it.
Alex Jones is giving us a warning. The Great Reset is coming.
The FBI raided the Phoenix facility in hazmat suits as part of a multi-state investigation into the illegal trafficking and sale of human body parts. But for the first time, we're now able to see the testimony from one of the FBI agents who conducted the raid, and what he recounts is shocking. He said he found a cooler filled with male genitalia, a bucket of heads, arms, and legs, infected heads, and one of the most disturbing findings, called a morbid joke in the lawsuit, a small woman's head sewn onto a large male torso like Frankenstein and hung up on the wall, with no identification tags on the bodies.
Tools that are not appropriate for dismembering scientific bodies.
Harp says his mother's ashes showed up by mail on his doorstep shortly after the raid, but he isn't even sure they're her ashes. He says his mom and grandma wanted to help medical research after their death, yet doesn't believe they ever made it out of the BRC.
Who was in charge? That's just scandalous.
You mentioned you met Satoshi in Seattle in 1993.
Yes.
He also came to you in a dream. You have a nice relationship with Satoshi.
I feel like I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a story to tell. Definitely have an opportunity to meet him back in 1993.
That look, my friends, means something.
This is from several insiders now, the highest level stuff that I can give you. The reptilians have created these technologies, including these gigantic tankers. We're talking 2.5-mile long ships hovering in low Earth orbit, cloaked so you can't see them.
What's in them?
Mind control technology that is preventing us from having this spiritual shift. Our government, they now have the ability to shoot those tankers down. The problem they're having, George, is that it's not like a fader dial where you can kind of fade out the mind control. It's either on or it's off. So they haven't shot the tankers down yet, because when they do, you start to create whatever you think, manifesting your own reality in real time. And if you go into a panic, if you go into paranoia, you're going to actually see things, and the more that you fear them, the more they're going to appear. Our government knows that this is going to happen if they take these tankers down, and they're very, very concerned about it.
If it's true, that's just mind-blowing.
He's huge, man. That's a dinosaur.
Don't poke the bear, don't poke the croc. That's a dangerous game. Batman or AI, you guys decide.
I have a ghost story. It's the realest thing I've ever experienced in my life. I collect Native American artifacts. And so my buddy and I, we went one afternoon. We find some stuff. I go home, don't think anything about it. I lived in a cabin in the middle of the woods. Went to bed sober. I woke up, my kitchen window had been unlatched and pushed open. Dude, what? My wife had bought this mirror. And so she and I hung this mirror. We looked at it really good and we were like, okay, good, go to bed. The next day, the mirror's got a giant scratch across the freaking mirror.
Dude.
So there was 1 week that I woke up every single night at 2:59 on the freaking dot. The last night I woke up, borderline having a panic attack. My heart was racing, I was sweating, and I turned my lamp on and I put my feet on the side of the bed and I stand up. When I stood up, something jumped from that balcony to the floor and it ran through my house to the point where I grabbed my gun, dude, and I freaking racked that thing and I freaking vetted my entire house because it was so real that I was convinced that somebody was in my house. And dude, there was nothing.
So scared, right?
Dude, there was literally
That is the scariest image.
This is how specific it was. I heard the wood crack from the hands, the pressure, and then a second of pause, and then the thud shook my windows
Like
in
a
my
human size.
1000%. So we didn't tell anybody about this, and my buddy finally told him. He was like, man, one night I woke up and my dog was barking. She never barks. And he was like, I woke up and I heard a thud downstairs. He said something had opened his freaking Arrowhead case where his, like, the stuff that he found that day was in his Arrowhead case.
What?
I swear on my life.
When it started with a collect, I knew that wasn't gonna be good.
The 6.8 magnitude earthquake hit 25 miles off the eastern coast of Cuba this afternoon. The rumbling reportedly could be felt across the eastern stretch.
The earthquake hitting as the island is dealing with weeks of hurricanes and blackouts.
An earthquake in Cuba and the emotional shockwaves felt right here in South Florida. We are outside Cafe Versailles. This woman trying to get in contact with family. The earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 6.8 shook eastern Cuba on Sunday. This after weeks of hurricanes and blackouts that have left many on the island reeling. Rumbling was felt across the eastern stretch of Cuba.
My prayers for Cuba.
Dude, I'm telling you guys, it's not a fucking person, bro. Look. What the fuck is that? That's a hiker. No, it's not, bro. That's not a person.
That's way bigger than a fucking hiker, bro.
Bro, that's not. Oh, fuck, it just disappeared. What the fuck?
Where'd it just go, bro?
Nope.
If you zoom in, it just blended with the background.
Yeah. And he says, we're stacking them up in a warehouse.
Yeah.
We don't even know who they are.
Yep.
They're still finding them along the river.
Oh, yeah. They found a lady with 4 kids in her van, dead.
Yeah.
In Swannanoa, like, what,
That
last
place
week?
is bad.
That was a week ago.
I've been over there twice now.
And that's
bad.
every day. In areas out here, they're finding groups of bodies.
Still finding pieces
But
up in
only
trees.
230 from the entire storm across all the states.
She says, I was just with a woman that they took her 3 children, and one of them's autistic. I said, where are they going to put them? She said, they're going to separate them, put them in foster homes.
Yeah.
I said, how do you get them back? And
why nobody is talking about North Carolina? Have you noticed? Her heels never touched the ground.
Complete segments of Todd Standing's filming of Sasquatches in another area where he's worked on, and with him explaining the background, which is so important. And I'm firmly convinced that he has filmed Sasquatches and that
Looks like the Sasquatch University. Real or fake? You guys let me know.
So where is it? The laptop.
Sir, I'm not here to talk about the laptop. I'm here to talk about the FBI cyber program.
You are the assistant director of FBI Cyber. I want to know where Hunter Biden's laptop is. Where is it?
Sir, I don't know that answer.
That is astonishing to me. Now, you're telling me right here is that as the assistant director of FBI Cyber, you don't know where this is after it was turned over to you 3 years ago.
Yes, sir, that's an accurate statement.
Let's tell you what, Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record of this committee the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop, which I'm in possession of.
Is that why they don't want Matt Gaetz? Never seen birds like that.
He was part of a Masonic type order with the Vatican, a secret society. To him, it was very, very secretive. He always had a couple of bodyguards,
right?
Vatican associated. The Vatican has a bank. We all know it. You know, the Vatican has business all around the world. And very connected. This guy was very connected. It was weird because, you know, he told us that a lot of his business contacts and his connections and the way that he can do business and have so many open doors was because of this secret society, just like we have the Yale Society of Skull and Bones.
Right.
Okay, that's top-notch American, and, you know, they've run this country for years. They've had presidents in power.
They had they had guys running against Kerry and Bush at the same time.
Bush.
Yeah.
That just proves the Vatican is a business. Very interesting illustration, guys. But is that real?
So you guys are private investigators who have come to my private home asking about influencers? This is very uncomfortable, you guys.
I don't know why. I'll explain.
No, you're at my home.
Okay, so you don't want to talk to us then?
Have I broken some law?
Absolutely not.
And you have the thin blue, this is frightening. I think, can you guys step away from my home?
We're in a public street, so the answer is no. But I'm really not trying to give you a hard time.
Why are you here? What do you mean? You're showing up at my house.
We're very nice and respectful, and we will be. I just have two quick questions for you, and if you want to be interested in it, great. If not, I'll have a nice day. We're not...
What is this? This is odd.
So...
You have to admit this is very weird.
It always is, and people always ask us the same questions. I'm happy to explain to you. So
what?
Very simply, we're just hired to speak to a few people that do, you know, have a lot of followers and stuff like that on different platforms.
What, is this about the Diddy stuff I report on?
Somewhat, yes. Not necessarily Diddy stuff, but, you know, people are involved in just stuff like that. So basically, a very simple question is are you paid to influence that's you know, stories like that in any direction?
No, not at all.
That's all we wanted to know. Because if the company is, you know, they're looking into people who are...
Are you guys going to pay me for this visit? Like, this is frightening.
So,
like, I'm super... You have to admit, if I came to your house, and, like, I thought this was a joke. I thought I have a friend coming over business right now. Like, this is extremely weird for me. I have 100,000 followers. I'm not making any money.
That's one of the reasons why we're here, and that's the question that we're asking. If someone contacts you, say, in the last 6 months and is paying you to influence in a certain way.
No.
Either one way.
Is it illegal if somebody would have?
So the answer is no.
Okay, I wish somebody would have. I'd love to be making real money off this.
Let me talk for 2 seconds. I'll explain to me. Try to make you feel better.
I mean, this is terrifying.
Very simply, if somebody was paying you,
right?
The company we work for are just asking that question.
Right.
If somebody was, they would just be willing to possibly offer you money to know who and see what's going on.
Well, they're paying me $1 million. Will you guys give me $2 million? I'm joking. But seriously, this is very odd, you guys. You guys came to my house. It makes me feel slightly good that maybe I'm getting some notoriety for this, but this is crazy.
So again, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So apparently there's tons of things influencing going around.
Okay.
A huge percentage of it is all bots. Not real.
Interesting. No, I'm real. Anything I report on about Diddy is coming from what other influencers, what news articles, and I'm a comedian. I put my spin on it, but nobody is paying me to do that.
I've seen it, and I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's very simple that if it was the fact that somebody was paying you,
right,
people who were getting some negative, talk,
would be interested in
finding that out and possibly going action either against that person,
right?
Or
am I at any danger for doing this?
Zero. The only time you would ever have any liability is if you said, I know for a fact this person raped it.
No, yeah. No, all of I'm satire. I'm a comedian.
And you
know.
Say allegedly.
I always say, wow, I'm shocked that this is, I've never had fans come visit me. I'm just filming you guys because this freaked me out.
I'll tell you why. Because everything you do is real. And so many things are just bots.
Right.
So we got a list of about 15 people.
Interesting.
That only post themselves.
Wow.
And we're just trying to find out if people are paying for the story to be
pushed.
Got it.
Listen, everybody talks about it.
Okay.
I'm not an influencer whatsoever.
Right.
Guess what? Me and my friends talk about it once in a while.
Right.
Oh, you got, you know.
Right, and I understand I'm not looking to spread misinformation, and TikTok docks you very quickly. If I've had videos like, oh, that sounds threatening or this and that, but, well, can I get your guys' information just so if I have something that comes up, I can contact you guys?
So to be honest, like,
no,
we can't give out our company because they don't want to be linked to anybody.
Got it.
My name is Robert James.
Okay, Robert.
Peter Deegan.
Okay,
And,
cool.
but
This
very
is crazy.
Agreed. And again, we were going to sit out here.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's my cat Crunchy. I hope my wife is impressed. I mean, I just hope I'm trying to be a successful comedian. I would love, but it is freaky that you guys like come to my back door. This is kind of crazy.
I don't know where the front door is.
I mean, I know, but even though my house, even though you guys are able to just find me is crazy. I mean, I guess it's not.
Well, just Google anybody's name.
I guess I just didn't expect anybody was looking for me at all. So.
That's all. So
Okay.
So apparently you're doing something right because you're getting at least.
Yeah, because you guys are visiting me. I wish you were two hot ladies visiting me. No, you guys are pretty yourselves.
I apologize.
Okay, well, thank you guys very much for. Is that it?
No, that's all.
All right.
If you're like so and so's paying me.
Oh, right.
Money, we can talk.
No, and I'm also too. I'm a truth seeker, so I couldn't be paid off to have somebody having me. You know, it depends how much money I guess my wife. You know, would.
Honest,
Yeah.
The last few we've talked to,
everybody's
just doing what they want. It's they do it because they love it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
And honestly, it's getting people to pay attention. So on TikTok, if people are paying attention, if I'm doing I did a No Diddy music video. Nobody cared about that. But if I get on and talk about something.
Not bad.
Hey, thank you. Yeah.
Wants this jelly
Yeah. Thank you.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Well, okay. I appreciate you guys coming by. This is odd, but maybe I'm on to something.
Again,
Okay.
If you are getting paid, then
Yeah.
maybe
we just want to know by who, and if it was
Interesting.
against our client,
Interesting.
they would look to pay for you.
Okay.
That's all.
Interesting. Well, contact me again if there's some real money to be made because I need to make it. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. This is crazy. Take care. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Is that Diddy's team trying to build a defense?
Pyramid Lake, California, USA.
Mario Moreno, also known as Cantinflas, was a very popular Mexican comedian actor who achieved massive success worldwide during his time. At the peak of his career, there were a lot of weird rumors coming out about Cantinflas having an obsession with mermaids. This rumor states that one day, while at a bar, Cantinflas met this strange guy named Carlos. After a long night of talking, Cantinflas confessed to him that he wants to marry a mermaid. Carlos, who turned out to be a witch, tells him that is possible, but that he must follow some strict steps to summon these entities. He first must own a home on the edge of the sea, second he has to place a statue of himself facing the sea, and third he must stand next to the statue every night at 3 a.m. while chanting some prayer. The next week, Cantinflas bought a mansion in Acapulco and did just what Carlos told him to do. He even had a pool that was open to the ocean to allow the mermaids to come into his house. It is believed that Cantinflas did rituals with these entities and participated in activities that I can't talk about on TikTok. After his passing in 1993, his mansion remained abandoned till this day. Locals have reported that if you go there at night, you will see mermaids that will try to convince you to enter the water with them.
He did everything by the book and followed the instructions to the T. And that was hella disturbing. Hey, what's she saying? Get it off me, get it off me. You guys let me know.
Here's one of my favorite mysterious facts about Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. It's well known that the cut presented a few days before Kubrick's death was too jarring for executives that they cut 25 minutes out, without Kubrick there to oppose the decision. This left many storylines seemingly unresolved, so we're not really sure if the story is actually what was intended. The crazy thing is that they asked him to cut these scenes before he died, and he said no. So the conspiracy theory goes that he made a movie about this sensitive subject of exposing the elites, refused to cut the touchy scenes when asked, died a few days later, only to have the studio cut the scenes anyways. Really makes you think.
And a few days later, he got a heart attack.
Okay, that's weird. Spotlight coming in on the floor. But it won't shine on my boot.
Are we guys in a simulation? Can someone explain me this, please?
It helps so much. Yeah, help me actually. Yeah. Is that closet?
Just washer dryer hookups.
Okay, cool. Oh, sorry I kicked you. You like there's a person in there.
He comes with the lease.
Let me tell y'all something. This is for physical evidence for the police later. A guy just came through the drive-thru at White Castle. The dude looked, I'm not trying to be biased or prejudiced, whatever. The dude looked kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer, bro. He had the glasses on, the little dirty coat, a mullet. He looked like he was from back in the day. Young-faced boy, bro. He was like, yo, like Caucasian male. He was like, yo, what the dude behind me order? I said, oh, he just ordered whatever. He said, I want to pay for his order. He said, all right, no problem. Nice dude. He gave me this money right here. This right here, bro. I'm telling you, I put it inside of this, bro. Yo, I had gloves on when I touched it. And I put it inside of this bag. I'm not going to open it, bro. This is what he gave me. I'm telling y'all right now, that's evidence, bro. That's evidence. The cops need it in St. Paul, Minnesota. Yes.
That's a crazy world we're living in.
Before they left, they put an array of satellites up there, and they operate on laser communications. And almost every day, we transmit from Earth to the moon a packet of data. Why are we sending packets of data to the moon? Like, why would we do that? Who's up there and why would we do that? Freedom of Information Act request on the black box from Apollo 11 mission, the audio and the redacted printout of the audio, we have it. Anybody can download it now. In there, Neil Armstrong is looking down as they're orbiting the moon, and he sees what he calls a convex crater. He's talking about a dome structure. And then he says, wow, I bet the people in there never get out. Now, why would he say something like that? This was no joke. They weren't laughing, they weren't chuckling. He was dead serious. And then when you look at the USGS.gov ground-penetrating radar imagery from the former Arecibo satellite dish that we had in Puerto Rico, it shows you what's beneath the moon by about 30 meters, and it looks like gigantic beam structures. So what is going on with this moon? There's something going on with this moon. When the Apollo mission got to the dark side of the moon, comms is out of range now, so you lose comms with Earth because the moon's blocking it, right? But somebody hacked into the comms. Another FOIA Act request to be put in to get that information, and you can hear the audio. And the audio, they're going, oh my God, dude, I hear it too. I hear it. There's something, it's like music. It's music. What is this? It was something coming off the surface of the moon or somewhere in that vicinity had gotten to their comms. So there's a lot going on up there. And yes, we went to the moon, but yes, we lied about it.
Is the moon more than just the moon? Is that a spaceship or something else?
Well, how do you fully escape it, though? Like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is
him,
the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
He looks wasted and guilty. You guys tell me. I don't think he's AI, but hey, I'll wait on your comments, guys.
Oh my God, what is he doing? Y'all remember this case? These 4 people backed into this woman in Queens, New York, hid her vehicle in order to commit insurance fraud. Well, you see the guy right here? He was arrested. His name, Michael Martinez, 28 years old, from Ecuador. He's been in Ecuador this whole time, waiting for the dust to settle, because he figured that everybody was going to forget about him. So when he came back to New York from Ecuador, they arrested him at the airport. I mean, I get it. You went to Ecuador. You thought, you know what? I better get away for a while. But a month, dude? You were just gone for a month. Like, yeah, you might have wanted to disappear for a few years, maybe. His charges, reckless endangerment, staging an accident and insurance fraud, and criminal mischievous. He could face up to 7 years in prison. But this story is not over. They're still looking for the rest of the people that were inside the vehicle. Because wherever they're hiding, they better stay put for a while. Because one thing we have is good memory.
He came back after 1 month.
We know more about the surface of the moon than the depths of our own oceans. I had a submarine commander once tell me they were tracking an object. These submarines are huge. Imagine the Empire State Building sideways underwater, big boys. And you're traveling underwater and you pick up something on sonar that's traveling roughly between 400 to 500 miles an hour underwater, and it's bigger than you. And so I asked the commander, honest question. I was kind of shocked. I'm like, well, in those cases, what do you do? And he looked at me. No, he looked at me straight face. He said, "We go around."
Various issues just before we started. You said you were up till 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
so,
actually a little more like 5 in the morning. But
okay.
We got to the XAI data center or supercomputer center training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days, which is the fastest that anyone has ever gotten a supercomputer to train.
And is that in that new building off the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah,
right.
Is he talking about the new God or the Antichrist?
Do they have a perspective on spirituality?
They do. So they believe in the one source.
The one source.
The one source. They believe that it's intelligent energy that can self-realize. Because of that energy self-realizing, they exist. And so they live under the premise of unconditional love, also the premise of service to others. They believe that there was a period when they had a period when they were doing service to self, and they said they saw a decline in their civilization, so they nixed that.
And serve others, right?
And serve others.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the 42 universal laws is really what governs everything that they do. So they'll have free will or cause and effect. There's like many different sides to that, but that's what forms the basis of who they are. And in the way in which they act with you, there's such a calm, peaceful feeling. You know, there isn't that anxiety that you get with a lot of people. And I really appreciated them sharing that, you know, with us. And it's very much an energetic thing. They believe that energy is everything. And, we'll say something and they'll go, well, you know, it's just energy, right?
Right.
And now I'm saying that everywhere I go, you know, it's just energy. But it very much is the thing that places them above everything else, because they will go from that perspective that, well, it's just energy. What do you want to do with it?
That was well explained.
Quincy gave me the address. Yes, baby, I'm telling on you too. I have the address.
The address to a tunnel?
Oh, yes. Oprah Winfrey started under Oprah's house. Oprah was just on house arrest recently because she got caught with a 12-year-old. She want to get out of it, but they got too much on her. That's why Oprah says she'll never have kids. It ain't about the fact that she got raped, was younger and all that, and they made her get the abortion or whatever, or she had the baby and gave it. Whatever the story is about her and the baby when she was young, the real reason why she don't want to have no kids because she's seeing what's going on, because she's a participant. I ain't gonna say allegedly, sue me, bitch, because my baby a double agent. He realized that a long time ago, and that's why he said the best way to get back at the man who mother is to talk to the woman that's gonna help take him down, which is me. That's why he made the song Different Route. He's going a different route. He's the one that gave me the address to the tunnels underground. And yes, baby, I'm telling on you. He's the one texting me, and I can show you guys the text message with my phone. Oh, I'm on my phone. I'll send him a line on B. He's the one texting me on a daily basis, giving me the heads up, and he wanted me to keep it a secret. He's the one liking, telling me to share, and then when I share, he put the likes on it. I got it as my screenshot. It's on my Instagram. I'm not making it up. Why would any person who's, if somebody is trying to take your father down and you're really on his side, why would you put a like during all of this on anything? Why would you be texting them? Why would you be giving them information and addresses? And my Jane Doe told me that Quincy was the one that used to slide her food and sneak water and stuff to her and talk to her through the door and say, it's okay, and let her know when they left. And when he would come to her, you can take a bath now, you can do this now. He was there the whole time, and the reason why he's being loyal because he's under distress, and he's been mind manipulated his whole life. Everything he's ever known is not anything that he thought it was gonna be. His whole life is a lie. His whole entire life is a lie, and the only person that really loved him for real and that he knows is gone, which is his mother. So he playing all sides.
She didn't want to protect her source, but now is Quincy in danger? The Ghost Rider is back. Best guess will be static electricity, but hey. Dang. Dang, that eagle wasn't playing.
Walking around sniffling. Oh, well, it smells.
A family from Detroit outraged after being kicked off their flight over a complaint about their hygiene.
There's no body odor that we have. There's nothing wrong with us.
Yossi Adler, his wife Jenny, and their baby were wrapping up their vacation in Miami and heading back home to Detroit. At least that's what they had planned.
All of a sudden, as soon as they took us off, they closed the gate, and then they said, oh, sorry, sir, some people complained that you had body odor. We're not letting you back on.
The Adler family briefly boarded the American Airlines plane before they were asked to get off because passengers were complaining about their body odor.
We don't have odor, okay? Nobody here has odor. Oh, stop. Give me that. Oh, stop, okay?
This is cell video taken by Yossi talking with airline staff after being booted from their flight.
They said they're taking our stuff off, and they lied. Stop.
The Adlers say they were told their luggage would be taken off the plane, but that didn't happen, leaving them with only the clothes on their backs.
We have our car seat, our stroller, everything.
In a statement, American Airlines said they removed the Adlers from the flight after several passengers complained about their body odor. They were booked in a hotel, given meal vouchers, and booked onto a new flight the next day.
We stopped several people in the airport, and it's embarrassing.
You can't make that up. You can't.
The 30-year-old was last seen deboarding an American Airlines flight from Maui to LAX on November 8th. Never made that connecting flight to New York, according to her family. Her family says Hannah Kobayashi spent the night in the airport Friday to Saturday and Saturday to Sunday trying to get a standby flight to New York. On both days, according to her family, she left LAX to explore the city. Her family then discovered that Hannah went to the Grove last Sunday, seen here in the background of a picture. The last phone call they received from Hannah was last Sunday when she made it back to LAX. And then later that evening, her family says loved ones started getting strange texts out of character from Hannah.
She did not feel safe. She was worried about her people stealing her money. It was basically after that, those strange messages, she went dark.
And why did she go alone?
Damn, I'm shaking. Oh. Damn.
What happens when you die? When you die, you have choices. You don't know this, but you have choices. When you leave your physical body, it is very typical for you to see yourself standing next to your body with either your loved ones or EMTs or whatever the circumstances are. And you see yourself. And then you'll hear a voice. You'll see the tunnel of light, and the voice will be calling you, or you will hear the voice telepathically telling you to come on, come. Now, as you stand there and you're looking at the tunnel of light, you have a choice. You can go up to this tunnel of light where you'll be with other loved ones that have crossed over, usually, all right? And you'll be put into a system where you are essentially caught in a reincarnational cycle, a loop. Or you can turn around, put the tunnel of light behind you, and what you will see is the entire universe. If you choose to go to the universe instead of the tunnel of light, whatever dimension you came from when you came down here to Earth, okay, we'll keep it all present time and place. Earth, whether it was 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th density, whatever it was, if you choose the universe and you say to yourself, I wish to go home, you will return to that dimension from which you came. So if it's 5, 6, 7, or 8, You will leave here and you will go back to that dimension where I am told you'll be reunited with your soulmate. Because we're multidimensional, we're in many places at once. I've never shared this information.
Says, I heard that when we die, we should not go to the light as it is a trick to recapture our souls, rebirth on earth. Is that true?
Yeah, that's what I was told. Visayas was very specific. He said, you, of course, can choose to do whatever you want, but none of you ever turn around and look what's behind you. And when I asked, well, what is behind me? He said freedom. Freedom of earth. Freedom of the reincarnation cycle.
Can we all escape the soul trap?
Unsaved.
People are
who
not
don't have
saved.
Jesus. Okay.
People who don't have protection. The hand of the Lord is not with them.
Mm.
And many of them, there are children who are growing there in the Marine Kingdom. So when they reach 25, 26, they come to the world.
They come back.
Yeah, they come to the world, but they cannot stay with us. They just go to Joburg or Pretoria. They need a place, a flat where they can stay. And afterwards, they need a job. The manager of that company will employ this one because they are all from Kingdom of Darkness. Because there are members there are people who are educated. They are managers, they are CEOs of big companies, but they are serving the devil. So they tell them, you are a CEO in this company, so you must employ this one. So they employ them spiritual. And then when she or he, this child who grew up in the kingdom, when he grows up, they take him straight to that company. He comes out from the ocean. Mermaid are sending her or him outside. Then he comes into this world, then he walks like anybody because he's a human being, by the way. So he goes to that manager, that CEO, he employs the person, but the person will stay in a flat somewhere so that she or he has no relative. Just like now in South Africa, we have so many foreigners. We just see them in Joburg, Pretoria, anywhere. You can't ask him, where do you come from? You see, he's a good guy, he's clean, he has his own car, he has finance, he's always serious. So there are many people like that. When they grew up, because in the Marine Kingdom, there are schools and universities.
Sure.
Mermaids are teaching them professionally because their computer and their technology is professional than this one that we have in this world. So when they are employed by this CEO of big companies, they are also members of darkness. So they employ these people, they work together. Maybe they say, you're going to be a manager, I'm a CEO, you'll be a manager or supervisor. And when that person comes into that company, by the way, he's from Kingdom of Darkness. So he can see spiritual, or this one is a Christian, or this one is he can see spiritual. Then he will start opposing you and give you a hardship so that in the future they dismiss you. They don't want
you get fired.
Yeah, they don't want Christians here. But somebody cannot understand that is it about Christianity and this one is from the Kingdom of Darkness. No. It will be just a squabble or anything small or retrenchment. Since this one has been employed, he say, no, I just want to reshuffle or what. Anybody the company, so retrenchment and this and that. Yet this one has been sent from Marine Kingdom to clean up so that all the Christians are going away. We don't need anybody who's praying here. We are here to destroy people, you see. So people must know, in the Kingdom of Darkness, in the Marine Kingdom, they have technology that is wiser than this one that we have in the world. It is wiser, created by the fallen angels, and they are wise. They know what is happening in heaven, so they took that wisdom and bring it here in the world. That's why they create every smartphone, this fallen angel. They create any smartphone. If you are a Christian, you are talking to another Christian, or you're talking to anybody, you are lying on the cell phone, or you are sending pictures that are evil. In the Kingdom of Darkness, they know, it's a Christian. But he's doing this spiritually or technology or technically. So because they own the smartphones, the fallen angels, they can know what you were talking to Enigma, what you were talking to the president. They know smartphones are their own creation.
Now, you said something on social media the other day that outer space is the ocean.
Right.
Explain that.
I can't do it.
You can't explain it?
I can explain it, but I don't want to explain it on camera.
Is it one of those things where it's just like, We don't know what's up there, and we don't know what's down there.
Kinda.
The ocean is the new outer space.
Straight up.
It is? Yeah, you know these
Straight
guys
up.
who died, they were explorers like Christopher Columbus and all that.
Who knows? We know so little about the oceans.
Twitter, what are you saying? We seeing something we've never seen before.
What is that?
You can't see like focus, like it doesn't. Look, there's another one over here.
Like planes or something?
That is going mad fast. I'd be crazy if I said it was missiles, right? It looks like a
It
cannon.
looks like a
Where's that
like
going?
something blew up in the atmosphere and then like
No,
break
there's
down.
more.
shooting stars. You think?
Are we gonna die? Is this it?
Is it shooting stars?
Should I be texting
Nah.
or calling my mom?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but UFOs and UAPs are all over the place.
Remote viewing is nothing more than ESP. When somebody remote views to gather intelligence, it's nothing more than what a psychic does. The information is out there. When somebody receives psychic information, it's mental. So the information goes to the brain and then it goes on to the paper, whether you're doing coordinate remote viewing, extended remote viewing, whether you're using tarot cards, whether you're using a crystal ball. That's the manifestation of the information. So remote viewing is nothing more than ESP. It's a nice term that the scientists used. It's a nice term to use if you're trying to get money from Congress instead of saying psychic. The remote viewer, the psychic, and the people involved in the remote viewing process are blind to the target.
If you tried to look into religion at all, such as the crucifixion, do you have? Do you not want to talk about that? Okay.
Could this be demonic or just government policies saying like, shh, let's not go there? Of course, you're not gonna hear that on the news.
Okay, y'all, I don't know what's going on here, but it is red outside. It's red. Look at this. Why is it red outside? Why is it red? What is going on here? Is it the apocalypse? Oh my God. It's like 5:00 p.m., like November the 19th, and it is red outside. That is freaky. It is so freaky. Oh my God. Look. What the heck is happening here? Why is it red? There's no sun. It's overcast. Weird.
And it's not because Florida is a red state, okay?
Padre cielo que estás en lo nuestro. Ay,
One thing for sure, human eyes don't glow in the dark.
There are rumors that have come up to the Hill of a secretive project within the Department of Defense involving the manipulation of human genetics with what is described as non-human genetic material, potentially for the enhancement of human capabilities, hybrids. with Immaculate Constellation, how does this relate to UAP activities, Mr. Schellenberg, in oceanic environments? Are there any instances where the Navy or other maritime forces have encountered UAPs that could not be explained by known technology or natural phenomena?
Yeah, the Immaculate Constellation covers both terrestrial and oceanic, and there's actually a number of cases described in the report that occur in the ocean.
And do you believe that there is a concerted effort by the Pentagon to keep Congress out of the loop regarding these UAP activities, specifically in our waters?
Yes.
Are there any accounts of UAPs emerging from or submerging into our water, which could indicate a base or presence beneath the ocean's surface?
I don't know about a base, but as I mentioned, I had a different source entirely describe this pretty extraordinary footage that exists of orbs, of an orb coming out of the ocean and being met by another orb.
Trust me, guys, when I say it's just the beginning. Ooh. This dude has no survival instincts whatsoever, and he got lucky the tiger didn't jump the fence.
This is the Soul Spin attraction at Knott's Berry Farm, which has finally been lowered to the ground after 2 hours. 22 passengers stuck on this ride in a horizontal position, and just seconds ago we've got video as the shoulder harnesses were released, and a flurry of guests immediately got up from those seats after being in a very uncomfortable position again for a couple of hours. Several of them appear to be in some distress. Lots of folks hobbling off the ride. One woman appears to be unable to get up. She is now in a wheelchair, and there are other folks who have literally limped away. And you can understand why, especially if their legs and hips were dangling for so long, depending on which end of those spokes you were in. It appears that everybody's okay. Certainly, many of these folks may have to get checked out, and obviously a major investigation will be conducted into what caused this ride malfunction.
Oh, that's just horrible. Imagine having to use the bathroom. How many people have peed themselves?
Where?
Right up and look in that window.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In a house.
That place sucks.
That's an Airbnb. That was just trippy. But hey, remember, if water can be controlled, weather can be controlled too.
You ever been to Victoria's Secret? Victoria's Secret? Have you asked where you buy your drawers? Why is it a secret? You should ask that before you go back. Huh? It's a secret because Queen Victoria was a man. How many of y'all knew that? Okay? That's why it's secret. If I'm a man posing as a queen, I got to wear women's drawers. That's what the secret is about. And you older folks, you remember that King Cole? Oh, Lisa. Do you know they just found out 15 years ago that was Da Vinci? He was a drag queen. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that? Huh? I don't think you knew it, huh? See that? He was a drag queen. And Nat Cole didn't know he sang to a man.
If you didn't know, now you know.
The cruel YouTube prank at Walmart is triggering outrage today. A YouTube star named Lauren Love pretended she was the CEO of Walmart on an inspection tour. Then she casually strolled around the store and fired one worker after another.
Today you're supposed to be stocking, and it looks like you're not doing that, so I think I'm gonna have to fire you. Take off your jacket, take off this clip.
The man is stunned. Here's another victim.
I'm gonna have to take your badge and your jacket from you. You're fired. And I don't appreciate the way you're working, so I'm gonna need to see your badge and your vest. You're fired.
When the woman started sobbing, the prankster finally revealed it was a joke.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to make you cry. You're not fired, you're not fired. I'm sorry.
Maria, a former professor from the Philippines, says she felt humiliated.
I don't think it's good to play on someone else's emotion.
Walmart says going forward, the pranksters are banned from entering a Walmart ever again.
She wanted the clout, now she gets the smoke. Did the prankster go too far?
This crypto story is crazy. This 13-year-old kid rugged a coin live on stream. I'm about to show you the video, but they have now doxed this kid's family. They found his school, they found his mom's social media, and they even ran up the coin that he made all the way to $50 million market cap so that his original bags are now worth millions if he didn't sold. Check out the video.
What? Wait, I'm so confused.
Well, oh, it was nuked. Why is it nuked?
No way. Oh, holy
You Vogler.
holy thanks for the 20 bandos.
Yeah, he did.
Yo, 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 yo.
Should we get mad at the 13-year-old kid? Or should we blame our own greed?
¿Usted vive aquí en Roosevelt? Ya. Y nosotros hemos escuchado en las noticias. Queremos... Oh, wow. Mira. Vimos, no sé si usted vio las noticias la otra día, pero dijo que hay un chico que tiene 15 años aquí que se llama el Diablo de 42. ¿Ha escuchado algo de él? ¿Sí o no? Amigo, ¿puede contestar algunas preguntas? Queremos saber la verdad.
Sorry, bro. I don't know speak in English, bro.
Oh, yo hablo español.
¿Tú hablas español?
Sí, obvio.
Yo no hablo español tampoco.
Okay, I speak English. So, is it true that gangs are inside of the Roosevelt Hotel? ¿Es la verdad que bandilleros están adentro?
I don't speak in English, bro.
Okay, ¿es la verdad que bandilleros viven adentro de Roosevelt? ¿O no? Ah, ok. No quiere... ¿Está bien?
And I think we found him, guys.
People don't even talk about Ceres. It has the most fresh water out of any other planet in our solar system. More
and
fresh water.
Where's its location?
That's the next planet after Mars, Ceres.
Really?
Ceres.
How big is it?
It's
like Pluto-sized?
It's about maybe 2/3 smaller than Mars. And guess
it's a
what?
dwarf planet. So they don't... It follows an orbit between Mars and Jupiter near the middle of the asteroid belt with an orbital period.
Listen, when they flew by it a few years ago, the lights were on. They sent a probe out there.
What?
The lights were on. And so they tried to say it was ice particles glistening in the sunlight. So when they got to the dark side, guess what? The lights were on the dark side. So they couldn't use the ice particle explanation anymore. So they just said, we don't know what it is.
What? Ceres' small size means that even at its brightest, it's too dim to be seen by the naked eye, except under extremely dark skies. Its apparent magnitude ranges from 6.7 to 9.3, peaking in opposition when it's closest to Earth. As a result, Synodic. As a result, its surface features are barely visible even with the most powerful telescopes, and little was known about it until the robotic NASA spacecraft Dawn approached Ceres for its orbital mission in 2015.
And we have high-resolution images of the surface. There are strange things there as well.
Let's troll him a little bit. How does he know it has the most fresh water?
This guy right here is a very known brujo. He's known in the specific part in Mexico called Catemaco. He's one of the most powerful ones, and he's known for taking you to the Devil's Cave, La Cueva del Diablo.
Oh, okay.
And is the middleman between you and the devil to make a pact. He guides you through the whole process. After a certain time, it's just you and the devil. But there's this one video, and he was talking about the reason why he has stopped doing pacts no more with the devil.
Porque la última vez me llegó un señor con un niño de 4 años y quería pactar, pero él quería ofrendar a ese niño. Un
niño que no había vivido su vida. Él no quería control, él lo que quería era avaricia.
¿Qué ritual hace para ofrendar al niño?
Lo desmiembra con un cuchillo, con una daga. Esa sangre se lo quitan a los niños cuando ellos están en lo peor del miedo. Cuando tienen esa adrenalina es cuando se les saca la sangre a los bebés, a los niños.
¿Se les saca la sangre mientras están vivos o
mientras tienen miedo?
He ended up saying is that you have to drink the child's blood when the child is at the highest peak of fear, and it's some sort of like drug
Because of the adrenaline that they get.
that energy gets carried on into your body. It's like you feel some sort of high. They'd rather have them keep them around scared than kill them. This goes on to the whole conspiracy revolving Monsters Inc. Right?
Well, okay, I think I know where you're gonna go with this, bro.
In Monsters Inc., their whole world, their whole city is powered by what?
Fear.
Coming from who?
The children.
Exactly. They don't kill the children. They keep them around in a constant state of
fear
and live off of that. And how does the liquid look when it powers up?
Blood.
This is no joke. Now, think about Hollywood.
I should be out and about. Got my keys, bro.
What's that?
What is that? What is that, puppy? What is that?
Oh my god, no. Fuck that.
If you find yourself driving through the Appalachian Mountains at night, never stop under any circumstances. Have you guys watched the documentary? I claim no negative energy from this. Real or fake?
Oh my gosh. He's talking. What the heck? It is talking. I swear to God. Listen. Oh!
Or he's saying, did in trouble, or dig a tunnel. Crazy. But the real question, for what?
Balenciaga did a collaboration with Adidas. We're looking at a picture of a purse from this campaign. It turns out that the papers underneath the purse were actually court documents related to a case called the United States versus Williams, which was a decision by the Supreme Court regarding child pornography.
This paper was just sitting underneath this purse. Sorry, but that doesn't just like coincidentally randomly happen.
Another photo in this campaign, there's like a framed diploma. Apparently on this diploma is named John Philip Fisher. That's a very famous case involving a man named John Philip Fisher, who's an 80-year-old man who was involved in a sexual abuse case. That's this man's name framed in the background.
So weird.
I know this news is 2 years old, but hey, I know for a fact he flew under the radar.
He was at church recording the choir when he sees this. A woman by the name Mariana explains that her father has sent her a video watching the church choir, and that while watching the video, she noticed something straight out of a nightmare.
It's either Uncle Fester or a demon, one or the other.
Did you hear what's happening with the Vatican? So Vatican today coming out with new guidelines for apparitions, other supernatural phenomenon to explain things that if you see something that is supernatural or an apparition of sorts. Last time they changed the guidelines or fixed them was in 1978. Now they're just redefining the guidelines for what to do when you encounter a supernatural entity. Did you hear about the demon face thing that people are starting to see?
Oh, Josh.
It's been happening with a couple people. They're saying it's where people say that they're starting to see people's faces turn into like demon-like features.
So it's literally like OG Left Behind.
Or the Vietnam night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Goggles.
But there's people are saying like, oh, they're just saying that it's a psychological issue, but in fact, the veil is getting thinner and we're starting to see more and more. And that's why the Vatican's coming out with this stuff.
If you guys ever seen a demon face in real life, hey, drop a comment.
We were a mile and a half or so from 300,000 people who were being forcibly starved to death by the Israelis. What is grotesque and absurd and obscene that I was not expecting was where we went to look at Gaza. I was expecting we would go to a hillside or there'd be a field that we could look across or something. We went to an observation platform, Judge. We went to an observation deck, just like you have overlooking Niagara Falls, including with the big binoculars where you put the coins in so you could see. And this is an observation platform that looks into Gaza, an observation platform that observes the genocide. And as we were there looking at Gaza, which is an experience itself because you feel like a voyeur, you feel like a tourist, you find yourself disgusted with yourself that you're standing here watching this, but you're also so far removed. You're so separate from it that it's septic. It's sanitary. You don't see anything that's actually occurring there. You don't hear the screams. You don't hear the dying. You don't see the wrecked bodies. You can't even really make out the damaged buildings. But from this observation platform, it's very picturesque. And it's as if you're watching a movie, essentially. But what was really, and I'm still trying to come to terms with this, I'm trying to find the right words to describe this, and was the fact that as we were there, trying to understand how we were relating to this genocide occurring in front of us, an Israeli school field trip showed up. And these children, they're teenagers, they came from 2 hours away to come and watch the genocide. And the first rush of boys to the top of the hill to that observation platform, when they caught sight of Gaza, when they caught sight of the genocide, they pumped their fists and they gave the middle finger to it, and they were very, very excited. And so the idea that there weren't just Israeli citizens who were looking at this, gawking at it, but school children have been brought on a field trip from 2 hours away to come and watch the genocide is just an aspect of what's occurring here that my visceral reaction to it is one that I'm really troubled by and having a hard time to process, because it's that aspect of genocide that I observed directly, where the population sees it as entertainment, where you have this complete dismissal of the Palestinians as human beings, but as some form of other, that observing their mass murder is something that's just not acceptable among the population, but is part of their school curriculum. So that is, sitting here a day after, as you can tell, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I saw yesterday.
What I think I found particularly disturbing was that a bomb would drop maybe on a crowded, tented area, and then the drones would come down and so the drones would come down and pick off civilians, children. And we had description after description. This is not, an occasional thing. This was day after day after day, operating on children who would say, I was lying on the ground after a bomb had dropped, and this quadcopter came down and hovered over me and shot me. And that's clearly a deliberate act, and it was a persistent act, persistent targeting of civilians day after day. We had 1 or 2 mass casualty incidents every day. And that meant 10 to 20 dead, 20 to 40 seriously injured.
And that's just pure evil. We're living in a broken society. People are gonna have to wake up.
ידעתי. לא עכשיו, שנייה. זה אמיתי, רבותיי, זה הצחוק של האיש. לא, שנייה.
No way. Sometimes you need that good energy to keep going, you know what I'm saying?
The triangle holds some of the world's deepest waters, with the Gulf of Alaska reaching down to depths of an incredible 26,000 feet. Could this be a perfect hiding place for a secret underwater alien base?
There's definitely underwater UFO activity that's been reported over the last 4 decades. These UFOs have been tracked underwater and stayed underwater for a long time, evaded the Navy, and they go so deep that we don't know where they're going. I am very convinced that there's some kind of base underwater.
UFO researcher Johnny Enoch has been looking at the evidence.
According to my sources, there are extraterrestrial bases under the water off the coast of Alaska. Alaska's the perfect place for extraterrestrials to set up underwater bases. I mean, you have 33,000 miles of untapped coast and over 3 million lakes. I mean, where better a place to set up shop?
I've been researching through, and there's a number of reports I find of discs coming out of the ocean near Alaska. This particular report happened all the way back in the summer of 1945.
An Army transporter ship, U.S. Delaroth, was heading past Adak, one of the Aleutian Islands, in the southwest corner of Alaska. Suddenly, one of the crew was said to have spotted ripples in the water just a mile from their vessel.
In this report from one of the crew members, he stated that he turned and saw a large round object which just emerged from the sea.
They witnessed a UFO come up out of the water that was 150 to 200 feet wide. And it started circling the boat and making everyone feel rather uneasy.
1945, that could be quite startling to see a 150, 250 foot circular object come out of the ocean. Totally quiet. It was on its own propulsion system, wasn't affected by the wind, the sailors said.
This mysterious, unidentified flying object was said to be in range of the ship's guns. But the crew held their fire for fear of provoking an attack.
It circled around the ship 2 or 3 times until it took off, leaving everyone mesmerized.
We all want to know, when do we stop paying bills?
Mike.
Lord Jesus Christ. And you don't want that here?
They're saying that what they see through the Hubble telescope is not just a nebula they found, but what may be a legit biblical angel.
What the heck?
In space. So they used the telescope, I think it's called the Hubble Space Telescope, and this is back in 1996. 8,000 light years away, they see what looks like a living being.
Wait, an eye?
It looks like a straight eye. Look at it. And you see the rings around it?
Yeah. Is that supposed to... Because you showed me that the biblical one is like hella eyes though, but this is just one.
Yeah, but what does it resemble though? Literally the thing in the Bible. With the eyes and the rings, fam.
That's crazy.
Look, and this is a legit picture from NASA. Look at the eye. Doesn't that look real? Like it looks living, no?
Yeah.
You know the feeling you look at stuff and it feels as if it can speak to you?
It can speak to you, yeah.
This shit looks like it can speak to you, bro.
Yeah.
And then if you go to look at the actual biblical angels, how they're described in the Bible.
Looks the exact same.
Look at that. What do you see?
Yo, there's the rings.
Look, the rings and then one huge eye in the middle.
Yeah.
Sam, isn't that not exactly this?
Yeah, that is that.
You know what I'm saying?
My God.
Is that not exactly this?
It is.
Whatever NASA brings up, just take it with a grain of salt.
If there's a civilization in the ocean, what does that even look like?
We mapped the surface of the seabed, again, very incompletely. So we don't even know. Is there underwater structures? We don't really know. Or are they deep below the geology as we know it? Again, we don't know. It's not a stretch to think it's possible based on the length this planet's been in existence. We do see evidence of them all the time in the ocean and, of course, in the atmosphere.
And you know of a Canadian USO encounter?
Oh yeah, this is one of the earlier ones. It's in the 60s, I think early 60s, and there's a great book about it called Sweep Clear 5, and it refers to the name of this mine warfare exercise. The subtitle is NATO's Underwater UFO Encounter. It's written by a researcher who interviewed these Canadian divers. What happened, there was a major UFO event in Canada, a place called Shag Harbor, Nova Scotia, in I think the late 60s. But before that, there was another encounter where UFOs were seen to go into the water. I think it coincided with a NATO exercise, and the ships all got vectored to go look for these things. And Canadian divers were interviewed and claimed to have seen these two underwater discs and actual occupants outside the craft trying to repair it. So aliens. They even said they captured video. They don't know where the tapes are.
Whatever lies at the bottom of the oceans is far more advanced than anything we could ever imagine.
Way weirder and way more true, and there's no belief required, they're von Neumann probes. Extraterrestrials on Earth right now are semi-intelligent, AI-driven von Neumann probes with a living jelly inside these transmedium craft that are flying around like Nest Cam surveillance cameras. And they're coming from the ocean. They're not coming from space. They always have. They've always been coming from the ocean. What is a von Neumann probe? A von Neumann probe is a hypothetical, self-replicating spacecraft designed to explore the galaxy by traveling to different star systems, utilizing local materials to build copies of itself, effectively allowing for exponential expansion across the cosmos. It's named after mathematician John von Neumann, who extensively studied and all but proved the concept of self-replicating machines. These are what I believe are hiding in the ocean that are UFOs. Self-replication, the primary feature of it, is to be able to build identical copies of oneself using materials found in other planets, ocean, essentially creating a colony of probes across a galaxy. A lot like ants.
That's a huge leap. AI has taken over the universe. I mean, after the red sky in Florida, I ain't surprised.
Hello. Hi. Meeting Jodie for the first time ever was wonderful. She's the most gorgeous lady. I was waiting to meet her for a long time.
जब मैं मेरे से ज़्यादा टॉलेस्ट लोगों को मिलती हूँ या देखती हूँ तो मुझे बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है क्योंकि मेरी हाइट बहुत छोटी है तो मुझे देखने में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है मुझे गर्दन में हर्ट होने लगे तो पर मिलके सबसे अच्छा लगता है
Thank you. You are so beautiful.
Thank you. You too.
I love your makeup.
अभी बहुत टाइम हो गया तब मैंने गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड के शो में विजिट किया था
And life is so crazy. And Venom said, "Hot to it." After seeing this, I don't want to get caught in a storm in the middle of the ocean.
Have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I think that's brilliant. Like to have that much of a good relationship with your son, or, you know, for the son to have that much of a good connection with their dad, I think it's fantastic. Too many people, especially 18-year-olds, I know when I was at school, would argue with their dads or wouldn't have a good relationship with them. I think to have that much of a good relationship that you can come with your dad to sleep with me, it's fantastic.
Yeah, see, this is where it's either you and me are on a completely different page or it's just generations, because I think the father needs his head kicked in for that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I know you think that, but I think that is one of the most outrageous things I've ever heard, and he needs his fucking head checking.
The dad is just a guy himself, and if he wants to be pleasured and have fun in the bedroom, he deserves that as well. So
with his son.
Yeah, so I think why not?
That's
if you've got a good connection,
fucking nuts.
Take me from both ends.
What's wrong with people? That's just insanity.
Are those fireworks? What is that? Aliens?
I believe it was years ago. So I remember back then there was no AI.
This guy literally dunked himself.
Went fully in through the hoop. This has been a YouTube sensation. The talk of the country. He's actually going to be, his name is Nick, he's going to be on Ellen on Tuesday.
And I would argue that wasn't planned.
She is highly involved and has been so for years. This is a woman who does not like children, no matter what she tells you. And guess what? It makes sense to me because her mentor didn't like children either. Matter of fact, her mentor didn't even believe in childhood. You know who her mentor was?
Is that the John guy?
Maya Angelou.
I wanted to ask Maya her views on interracial relationships.
First, I'm Miss Angela. Yes, ma'am. I'm not Maya. I'm 62 years old. I have lived so long and tried so hard that a young woman like you or any other you have no license to come up to me and call me by my first name.
Who was that? I never heard that.
Dr. Maya Angelou, the author of I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings and all of that, yeah. Also a grand.
What was her relation with the ties with this doctor and John of God? Is there any connections to that?
She's got a lot of ties with a lot of doctors. You know, the thing that bothers me most when it comes to Oprah is the way she went after Michael Jackson. That was in really poor taste.
And she's spilling that tea on top of the pyramid.
A terrifying confrontation at the front doors of the Santa Monica Police Department.
I just want you to know.
What's in your jacket? I don't want. I'm kind of nervous for you handing your jacket like that.
You're nervous?
Yeah. We're just...
The officer knocks the attacker to the ground, but the man gets right back up, holding the 8-inch knife he charges at the officer.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Hey, I'm hurt. I'm stabbed.
It all began a short time earlier. Surveillance video shows the man walking into a local Target store. He asks an employee to retrieve a set of butcher knives from the stock area. He knocks the worker to the ground, grabbing the set of knives before running out of the store. He walks several blocks to the police station, where he viciously attacks the officer, stabbing him multiple times in the neck and shoulders.
I always say that's the crazy world we're living in, guys.
Diddy has said this: when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house, paramedics ready, that people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips? Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time? That's from the Diddy freak off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly. I believe she knew he was doing the freak offs, but do I believe she knew he was allocating different monies to different places and which way it was going, which offshore accounts, which banks accounts, and all this shit was going in? Nah. I think she just was enjoying the fruits of the labor, because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it.
And that, fan, it's extremely suspicious.
What you doing for Christmas? Christmas? I mean, I gotta get to Thanksgiving first. I'm going to give out turkeys back in the hood. I'm with you. You want me to come? You will? I appreciate it, though, big dog. Hang on. But I'm gonna be in the hood giving out turkeys, trying to restore my community.
And that's the friendship a lot of people want.
In Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a family walked away from their car with groceries when a curious black bear approached them.
Oh, I hope you don't have nothing. Yes, but you all just please stand still.
You're braver than I am.
Despite the terrifying situation, the woman remained calm. She allowed the bear to sniff around her, but refused to offer them food as a distraction.
Probably. You don't have food in none of them bags? Yes. Oh, it's probably what he's smelling. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Get out of here. You're not going to put my bag.
With phenomenal composure, she slowly made her way to her doorstep, and the hungry bear shadowed her every step.
Following you. Just go slow.
And he ain't gonna hate. Did you say you want that girl? What you doing? Well, they there. So there's a girl right there.
Oh my God.
Oh, that lady has no chill.
What the heck is going on at the Sotheby's auction house?
Yes.
Just so I can understand it, because I don't get it. An artist named Maurizio Catalan went to a fruit stand on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and bought a Dole banana for 35 cents.
That's wild.
Duct taped it to the wall of the Sotheby's auction house, and then they started the bidding on this work of art. Wow. A half dozen people or more bid, and the final price was $6.2 million.
How do they explain that, Tony?
So the guy who bought it is a crypto-rich guy named Justin Sun, runs a company called Tron.
Okay, crypto
In a
bro.
statement, he says that the artwork, quote, represents a cultural phenomena that bridges the worlds of art, memes, and cryptocurrency.
If I didn't know better, I would think that you're punking us.
I'm not punking you. I'm not punking you. And this is a kind of a growing phenomena. The art was initially displayed in Miami at Art Basel a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And when the banana rots, what happens?
So there's instructions for replacing it. By the way, the destiny of this particular banana from the Upper East Side fruit stand for 35 cents, the buyer, Justin Sun, says, in the coming days, quote, I will personally eat the banana as part of this unique artistic experience, honoring its place in art history and popular culture. Some people have too much money.
Exactly. What the heck? The world has gone crazy, guys.
A guy confessed to me that he was thinking of raping me when I stayed at his house.
Oh, Jesus. You stayed at his house? You didn't just hitchhike, you hitch-housed?
I was in the deep south. I was in the deep south. It was like I was trying to hitchhike from LA to New York City. I was with my friend Brian. Same thing. No one's gonna pick up two fucking dudes. And John Wayne picks us up, cowboy guy. 10-gallon hat, you know. Damn, you boys look, hot out there. Get in the car. And he's telling us about shrimp po' boys, and he works on a offshore oil rig. You guys want to stay at my house tonight? Like, this guy looks like grandpa. Just cowboy boots, cowboy hat, just big gut. Like, he's a dude.
Right.
Yeah, I'm young. I'm 17 or 18 at this time. We get to...
Hitchhiking can be very dangerous.
I'm back on the lounger, pretending to be drunk and alone. Two men walk over. One of them approaches me.
Hey, are you good? Sorry? Are you good?
Oh, fine.
Oh, do you want to talk a little bit?
Huh?
Do you want to talk a little bit? No kiss. You are my last chance. Do you want to kiss a little bit? No.
The guy leaves. I think he's giving up. But instead, he goes to talk to another man.
Vamos.
The first guy lets this third man know that I am drunk and then calls out to someone else. I stop the undercover because I'm genuinely scared. Despite being sober and surrounded by crew, I don't know how many of these men there are. I signal for security to get me out.
Ladies, stay safe out there. Predators are everywhere, day and night. Can you believe that? Contact lenses.
I want you to see how fast this water is going across this road. So fast it's creating its own wave that is well over 100 yards long. Check it out over here. And I want you to see something else. We are in the heart of Sonoma County, wine country. Vineyards on either side of this road, they are submerged. We're told that the vineyards and the vines are hardy enough to get through it. But the biggest concern right now for authorities is that motorists in the dark are going to try to drive through roads like this. I want to show you something else. That is not a river right here. This is not a river. You can see the stop sign. This is an intersection between roads here, and that water is moving so incredibly fast. It is so treacherous. Look how far down the street this flooding goes. The Russian River is going to flood, and authorities have been fishing cars out of water all day long. The concern is just going to get worse. And that bomb cyclone, which has dropped all of this rain, record rain here in Sonoma just over the past 24 hours, is going to sit and spin over the Pacific Northwest and just off coast for several days, dumping more rain into the middle of next week.
My only concern is that it's flooding everywhere without any clear explanation.
The lookalike is clearly nervous, so I'm keen to see how he responds to questions.
Look, you're one of the most famous people by many metrics in the world. What on earth does that feel like?
Feels good, bud.
You look
I feel like a champ.
I have to say, the real Logan Paul looks very different.
Did you come all the way over here to ask about how I look?
Let's just get out of here. I'm not doing this.
That's not him, guys. That's obvious.
Un chihuahua, un bicho grande. Siempre está grande.
Claro, es un bicho tote.
Siempre está informe el hijo de puta, mano. Allá, aquí vayan. Miren, no sé cómo me va a estar la maneta. ¿Dónde nació? Allá para allá. Hasta aquí en Reyes ahí.
Para digerir
Sí, claro, y ahí se puede hundir, de resto no hunde.
Oye, no vomitan.
Sí, pero es muy raro.
What the hell is a shikwiro? If anybody knows, leave a comment.
Смотри.
В смысле? А ты что, номер с видом на море такой у них, что ли, получается?
Получается, да.
В смысле? Ну-ка, sorry? What is this? Ну-ка, покажи. Спроси у нее на английском.
What is it?
Did you want to see?
Что?
See.
He just got what he paid for.
Do y'all know about the different entities of sleep paralysis?
Not the different ones, but I know that like it's.
There's the
people
man in the
experience.
hat.
The Hat Man, the shadow people.
There's one called the Hag, and it's like
Hag.
there's like it's like an old lady.
The Hag.
The Hag, dude.
The Hag.
Dude.
I've never heard that. But my uncle, they were living in this house. He got up one morning to like get some water, and he was walking back to his room and he heard something in the kitchen. He turned around and there was an old lady standing in the kitchen. And he just like freaked out, and like the dog barked, and he looked down and looked back, gone. He didn't tell anyone that. The next night, his son was sleeping, and the dog was sleeping on the bed and started barking. And he opened his eyes, and at the foot of his bed was an old lady. And then she just walked out the door, gone.
Dude, I hate this.
What's
I'm
up?
gonna go back to
Sleep
bed.
is so weird.
I am afraid.
That was the scary.
I'm very scared.
We'll get Hardy to tuck you in tonight.
Can you?
No one. You know when you.
I can.
And I hope you guys appreciate this right before bed.
This is truly the most expensive jacket in the world.
How much is it?
10 million.
He said 10 million. He said 10 million.
10
Jacket.
$10 million jacket.
Let's take a look.
Let's go.
Now that is silly.
Is this incredible?
It's beyond incredible, Peter. This is sick.
So your pockets.
Tell us about it.
Your pockets are lined with a 5-row, this pocket. Each stone is over 1 carat, perfectly matched. There's 150 stones there. This one here, again, all perfectly matched, all GIA certified. We did a Cuban for the zipper, which is functional, works. And then we did a collar, which is 7 or 8 rows of diamonds going around the whole neck with a centerpiece.
How many carats total in this?
So there's over 460 carats of diamonds.
That's
And,
insane.
And forget about the snakeskin jacket, because that's free, right?
Yeah, we'll give you a jacket.
We'll give you the jacket.
Give you one for every day of the week.
This is ridiculous.
The publicity, the media, the newspapers, the magazines, the TV has been just incredible all over this.
So let me ask you this question. Obviously, it's a jacket, and people come in various different sizes.
Yeah.
So if a bigger guy came in or a smaller guy, how does that work?
$10 million? You guys tell me. But where is the key?
Do you know who Robert Johnson is?
No.
It's so freaky, his story. So this was in the early 1900s. He had a terrible home life, very poor. His dad died, but he was obsessed with music. And he would go into these clubs where he would go up on stage and start playing. And the people were like, can you get this guy off the stage? He sounds so bad. He's terrible. And so he's like, I'm just gonna go. And so he was gone for a year. And then he came back and they said that he was one of the best guitar players in the world. And Robert Johnson wrote a song about me and the devil and another song called Crossroads. And the whole story is that he was walking on and he hit this crossroad and it was midnight and a man came out and he said it was the devil and was like, do you want to be the best in the world? And Robert Johnson's like, yes. So the devil took the guitar, tuned it, played a song, gave it back, and he was the best guitar player in the world.
What?
And he says, you won't have this forever. Like, you will lose something. Went back, started getting real popular, got married. His wife almost immediately died after getting married. A couple of years into being a musician. And then someone poisoned him and he died at the age of 27.
Wow.
And it's a well-known story, guys. But seriously, what did you expect in a rainforest-themed coffee shop?
You are all members of the same race, the human race, which started with black women between 300,000. Don't interrupt me, I don't have much time. Now, white folks, you don't like it, but all you are is faded blacks. Every one of you, if you trace your DNA back far enough, you're going to find that some of your DNA came from Africa. Because we all have the same ancestor back there, every single one of us. And those of you who think you don't have are obviously from outer space. Now, that means that every one of us is a 30th to 50th cousin to every other person in this room. Well, every person in this room who considers himself or herself a biracial person, stand. Don't you stand. Don't you stand. People, we have to get rid of the language of racism. I'm not a teacher. Teachers dispense facts and figures so that they can get their kids ready for the end of school testing. I've been called a trainer. You train dogs and horses and members of the military. I don't train people. I'm an educator. The word educator comes from the root duck deuce, which means lead, the prefix e, which means out, the suffix ate, which means the act of, and the suffix or, which means one who does. An educator is one who is engaged in the act of leading people out of ignorance. In this country, we spend a lot of money on what we call education. It isn't education, it's indoctrination.
Is that lady speaking the truth? Nah. Shame on her. But big shout out to the woman who stood up for that kid.
For those who don't know, Victor Schauberger was the water what Nikola Tesla was to electricity. He was a recognized genius known as the water wizard. But what was his wellspring and source of genius? This is what he had to say on the subject, and I quote, "Already, from earliest childhood, it was my deepest wish to understand nature, and through this come closer to the truth I could not find at school or church. I was repeatedly drawn to the forest, where I could watch the flow of water for hours on end without getting tired or irritable. At this time, I did not yet know the water is the bearer of life, or the source of what we call consciousness. Totally oblivious, I let the water flow past my searching eyes, and only years later did I become aware that this running water attracts our consciousness magnetically, takes a piece with it, with a force that is so strong that one loses consciousness for a while and involuntarily falls into a deep sleep. And so gradually, I began to play with these forces in water, and I gave up this so-called free consciousness and left it to the water for a while. Little by little, this game turned into a very serious matter because I saw that it was possible to release my own consciousness from my body and attach it to the water. When I took it back again, the consciousness borrowed from the water told me things that were often very strange, and so the searcher became a researcher who could send his consciousness on expeditions, so to speak. And this way, I found out about things the rest of mankind has missed, because they do not know that people are able to send their free consciousness everywhere, even where the seeing eye cannot look. This so-called sight practiced with blindfolded eyes finally gave me ties to the secrets of nature, which I slowly began to recognize and understand in their own fabric. And in due course, it became clear to me that we human beings are used to seeing everything backwards and wrong. The biggest surprise, however, was that we human beings let our most valuable part drain off as useless, and from all the great intellectuality that flows through us, we retain only the crap. Victor Schauberger.
Water and its mysteries. And that's a wrap on this little recap, fool. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash that subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.